Warning. This game contains content that might not be suitable for most audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. Fairy tales. Everybody loves fairy tales, right? Stories where true love and pure hearts always prevail. They're so ideal in a world where so many things can go horribly wrong. In this life, wicked people go unpunished. The right and just and fair suffer beneath them. Too honest and good to do anything about it. Those who do rise above their nature often find themselves in a cruel twist of fate, becoming the villain. It's so sad, isn't it? Wouldn't you just rather read something fluffy, lovely, and nice? Nah, don't think you would. Because of all the places you could have gone to, seeking your idle entertainment, you came here. You want to see something sad and unfortunate, right? Yeah, I do. What happens if I say no? Perhaps I was mistaken then. I hope you're able to find something that suits you better. Oh, we're brought back to the start. Frick! Fine, yeah, I would. Then you've come to the right place. I happen to have with me a very sad story to tell. It's a story about a man driven to madness, desperately pining after the woman he loves. A woman he let slip through his fingers many years ago. He's such a sad man, you know. But as unfortunate as his plight is, his own end is nothing but his own fault. I wonder if you're hoping he dies. Or maybe you think you can find a good ending. I don't think you can. Men who chase love for no other reason than to satiate their heart's desires aren't ever truly in love. They're only vacuums. They're only creatures too sick and starved to ever survive. Damn it! What do you mean everybody knows? Hi. My apologies, Your Majesty. I had nothing to do with it, I swear. How many people have you told? Only you. When I heard the private affairs of Your Majesty's divorce floating around, I made immediate haste to let you know. Well, it's not very helpful if it's gone this far, is it? Get out of my sight. Now! Yes, sir. 1,000 apologies, sir. What a headache. If everybody knows about the divorce, I'm going to be the laughingstock of my peers for God knows how long. That woman is honestly such gossip. It's only been 1 month since Sylvia, my beloved wife, made her plans to leave me be known. Something about falling in love with another and needing to follow her own heart's desires. I was dreading something like this happening. It wasn't often a king had his marriage so carelessly cast aside. And I'm being left. I'm being divorced. My wife of 6 years is leaving me. For a commoner. Damn it! Doesn't she know what I sacrificed for this marriage? It's not about love. It was never about love to begin with. It's a political marriage. It's not supposed to be fun. It's not like I loved her much anyway. I was the one who had to smooth over any of her social transgressions with the wives and daughters of other courts. It was always presented like a noble sacrifice we would have to both bear for the sake of the greater good. Even an affair would have been better than this. At least then, the burden of reputation management wouldn't have been placed all on me. It's not fair. She gets to skip off into the sunset with her new lover while I'm stuck here to pick up the pieces. What am I gonna tell her father? No matter how you slice it, this is gonna be hell. Ella would never have done anything like this to me. long time ago, it was just me and her. Whilst the rest of the castle was content to leave me be, she stood out among them all and offered her personal friendship to me. Ever since we were children, she was mine and mine alone. You could say it was love, but there was something special about how it bloomed between us. We started as children, so innocent in the world, we grew up alongside one another. Over time, it became deeper, and there was nobody else in the world who made me feel the way she did. But then, I guess maybe my fate is fitting. When my 21st birthday arrived, I was tasked with finding a suitable wife to govern the country with. My parents had their preferences, and I, the fool I was, just assumed Ella would always be there for me, even through my marriage. When we held the ball to determine who my bride would be, I hadn't planned on inviting her. She was only a servant, but she showed up anyway. And something inside me found that offensive. It was embarrassing. She couldn't even afford to dress properly, and in front of my parents, no less. These were my peers. She had meant well, but these were my peers. I didn't do anything when they scolded her and sent her away. I figured I could find her and apologize later. But when I went to find her, I was told that she'd left. All her things were just gone. Well, could anyone blame me though? You've got to do what you got to do. Surely there was something else we could have worked out. At least, it's what I tell myself. This isn't the first time Ella has crossed my mind. Not by a long shot. Sure, Sylvia was beautiful and affluent. She was the cream of the crop, a bride to be envied by suitors far and wide. She had such an innocent glow and a spellbinding allure. I was able to recover from my loss temporarily. I poured my heart into Sylvia. Then we married, and I became king. I was no longer her fairytale prince. I became an obstacle to be avoided, yet a resource to be harvested. We began to fast loathe one another quite easily. During the coldest moments of our marriage, my mind began to drift towards the warmth I felt with Ella. Some nights, it was all I had to fall asleep with. She would float in and out of my mind, like a ghost fermented in my misery. Oh, my darling Ella. If only you'd stuck around. Wonder if she misses me at all. Wonder if she ever moved on. No. She wouldn't have done something like that. Would she? She'd never just move on. No way! How could I have been so stupid? How in all these years had I never considered that she could find anyone else? The thought is making my skin crawl. Maybe she just understood the situation. Maybe she gets it. Maybe she's still my Ella. If not mine, who else's? Damn it. It hits me like a ton of bricks. I'm about to be alone for the first time since she's left. And I don't even have my consolation prize to show for it. I'm the laughingstock of the kingdom. For what now? Why does it boil my blood to think that she's no longer mine? For so long, I just assumed she would remain the way I remember her. It's not uncommon for women to find other men too, is it? In fact, for all I know, some other guy could have swooped in the second she left. How do I even know she didn't leave with another guy? My Ella wouldn't do something like that, would she? She would never leave me forever. Yeah, I guess it shouldn't matter too much either way. It was just a fling. What she's doing right now shouldn't interest me. It's just the divorce in my head. It's making me irrational. I can't be so hung up over. I should go to bed. I can't let something like this eat at me so much. 1 week later. I've done it. I've finally done it! The paperwork is all finished. She wanted a divorce, right? It's fine then. Once these are all processed, I'm free to go looking for my Ella. Once and for all. All those gossiping noble bastards can rot for all I care. I gave up everything for this damn kingdom, working myself to death only to have my wife ready to run off with a wandering tradesman. That's fine. I can't bring myself to care any longer. If that's how it is, so be it. It won't be much longer until I'm reunited with a love of my own. If Sylvia can just take whoever she pleases as a lover, so can I, right? This time, I'll choose my Ella. We'll make things the way they should have been all along. I have to admit, holding these papers in my hands now feels different from when I was expecting. At first, I thought it would mean the end for me. Who doesn't feel that way when they're getting divorced in front of their whole kingdom and country? But now, I feel like I'm in the cusp of freedom. For so long, did I really put my own happiness aside? Did I really withstand lonely nights sleeping in an empty bed? Did I accept being shunned and disrespected by this vile wretch? How could I do such a stupid thing? I don't want to live like this anymore, and I won't live like this for much longer. I know what happiness she brought me, and I want that happiness again. I need that happiness again. I just need to feel loved. And I know exactly who can help me find my Ella. I'm sure if I ask politely, he will tell me everything I need to know. Well, is he gonna tell you? Prologue end. Are you really serious about this? It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Absolutely not. Well, who could this be? Alright, it's the prince and... it's a little puppy boy. What do you mean you won't do it? I am your king. You work for me. You have to. Check your facts, Majesty. I'm an oracle, not a wizard for hire. I read prophecies and act as a divine conduit. I don't make love potions, and I don't stalk exes. It's not stalking. I mean, it kind of is. You're asking for the private whereabouts for a person without their permission. That's weird. You're being weird. I don't recall asking for your opinion. This is a matter of true love. You wouldn't get in the way of true love, would you? Oh, absolutely. I do all the time. But this isn't love anyway. This is infatuation. You're aware of how you feel, but you've got no clue if this Ella feels the same way. You're basically asking for divine retribution, going about it this way. Even if I could magic you up with love potion, which I can't, what you'd get wouldn't even be love anymore. You get a hollow husk of a human being with non-autonomous thoughts or feelings that would make them themselves. It's just a lousy way to go about it in general, and it makes anybody who stoops that low kind of pathetic. So, there's nothing you can do? No. Fine. What can you do? If you promise to leave me out of this after, I could consult the stars to see if you're really as meant to be as you say. It's not a promise. There's a good chance you really would like the answer. Most people don't. But it's the best way to figure out if you got a chance at all, or if you're wasting both our time.
Really? Yes, yes! That's perfect! Let's do it then! How soon can we start?
Let's just get this over with now so I can get back to work. I'm not a fan of his attitude, but there's only ever one oracle in the world at any given time. Beggars can be choosers, and the royal oracle has never been wrong. In times of war, famine, and pestilence, their sacred wisdom has been vital. Of course, with as much as he costs us, Ezra's services are mine to wield for all those reasons and more. The least he can do is act like it. As a divine prophet, Ezra is the closest thing to God I can actually consult. I don't like the idea of leaving the fate of my love to chance, but I know that the love we did share was real. If I could just have one more chance, I know she'd see it too. Once this jerk sees how destined we are for each other, he'll have to offer up the full extent of his capabilities to this cause. Right? So, this is about love, right? You're only looking to see if you're meant to be together.
No, something more specific. Want to know what I've got to do to be together?
Still not how this works. Prophecy is prediction. It's the end result, not the instructions. If I had the means to tell people how to get everything they ever wanted, I doubt I'd be doing the sort of thing right now anyway. I can at most see what will happen if you continue down this path. You just need to decide what it is you plan on pursuing.
I'm pursuing my love, then. My Ella.
Whatever it is I gotta do, I'll do it. So be it.
Oh God. What is it? What do you see?
I can't do this. I can't be a part of this.
Don't keep me in suspense. Tell me how it went.
Don't do this. Whatever you're planning, whatever it is you've got in mind, just don't.
Why though? I don't understand.
It's not just not meant to be. Chasing after this Ella person isn't going to end well. I can't tell for whom yet, and that's the biggest problem. A prophecy is never crystal clear, but usually it's legible. For you though, all I see is an unreadable agony. Is this ridiculous? Please? Please?
No, that can't be right. Unreadable agony? How? There must be some kind of mistake. I'm not intending to harm anybody. I only want to find my beloved. That's all.
Intent isn't everything. No good deed goes unpunished, you know? Everything you do has consequences. Many of them, if not all, are beyond your control. I get it. Love is powerful, and the heart wants what it wants, but some things aren't just not meant to be in the passive sense. To go forward in this direction now is to be willfully ignorant of the harm you will cause.
You don't understand! You're not getting it! I love her. I love her with all my heart. And true love always finds a way. That's how it's always been. There has to be something I can do.
No. The answer is no. Whatever you do, whatever you try, this is the end result. I understand your position may make it hard to understand that you can't have everything you want. And granted, you are above me. But nobody can outwit, outrank, or outsmart fate. Even a king. Hubris will be your downfall if you choose to follow this path. The stars won't grant me access to your fate, but I don't need them to give you a prophecy of my own. Abandon your selfish quest for your own satisfactions. Someone like you, so discontent to sit with himself, will never be happy. You will bring misery to anybody you love, and then you will eat them alive. Am I gonna be a cannibal?
Miserable. That's all he is. He's just a miserable man. I feel sick. I feel like everyone is conspiring against me. Ella can't be off limits to me, can she? My Ella? That's not fair. I can't live in a world where there's nothing I can do about that. This is my last chance at a happily ever after. She was always meant to be mine. Of course, this was a horrible idea. An oracle has no sense of self or singularity. His head is up in stars, calculating everything people like me live and suffer through as though they are small parts in a bigger plan. Why did I think he could understand what it's like? If it's not my parents or my title or my marriage denying me happiness, it has to be fate. Doesn't anybody care about how I'm suffering in all this? It's not selfish if it's love, right? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Okay.
If I'm ever gonna see this through, I'm going to need an ally of some kind.
Admittedly, what I can do alone is very limited.
Ezra was obviously the first choice, but it seems that he lacks the emotional depth to be able to understand my plight. No matter, it was merely the easiest way. All I have to do is find the means of locating Ella. A natural chemistry and past affinity for one another will surely fill the gaps from there. There's nothing I wouldn't do to reunite with my beloved. No matter how grueling or treacherous the circumstances, I will persist. Why would go so far as to say I would surely face down the mightiest of adversaries to win my love? What the hell do you mean, the mightiest of adversaries? Little snot-nosed pipsqueak like you, who's never seen a day of action in his life? Ha! Oh, Captain Winters. How lovely to see you out and about at this hour.
Wait, let me guess. I'm supposed to go for a more captain voice?
Lauren Winters. How do I loathe thee? Let me count the ways. Captain of the Royal Guard, not by my own doing, but that of my late father's. He was the son of the kingdom's most renowned military general. A deal was struck between the houses that Florin would continue to serve the royal family, and then so would his children, and so on and on. General Winters was most well known for winning impossible battles, humiliating every opponent who was so unlucky as to meet with him on the battlefield. His son was much younger and inexperienced, but wasn't the least bit hesitant to carry on this brutish legacy. As children, he used to push me around. He was strong, he was angry. He didn't like it when Ella played with me over him. Coming from peasant backgrounds, the two were familiar with one another. Children of the staff would frequently intermingle. Perhaps they'd been more familiar than I thought when Ella came to me. He didn't like the thought of having to share, and as small as I was in comparison, never stood a chance. Luckily for me, I wouldn't have to put up with him forever. His father went to war and dragged him along for the ride. Florin was gone for 5 years. At that time, sure, he got bigger. It didn't matter in the end. When he came back, I was the kind of man who would fight for the woman he loved. He wouldn't dare to try bully me like he did when we were young. That would have been seen as treason, and will only serve to upset Ella even more anyway. She never could stand to see me hurt. Why is he hot? Of course, Ella isn't here anymore. God, you are pathetic. You wouldn't last 2 minutes in combat. Stuffed shirts like you always make me sick. Excuse me? You dare to speak to your king that way?
You honestly think I give a shit about what you think? You can't touch me. So long as I hold butt and fight your battles for you, I'm fulfilling my end of the bargain. So, kindly bite me.
This rat bastard. You are such a child.
Says the dip poo floating around, pretending it's some kind of hero. Don't you have a job to do or something? Maybe a divorce to get back to?
You do well to hold your tongue concerning matters of which you know nothing about.
Ah, I know plenty. People talk. And the guy your wife ran off with? I bought him a beer. I freaking love Florin. What the hell? God, can we have a Florin dating? I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Please, Dev, I'm talking to the developer of this game. If you're watching this, hey, like, no. Like, do not make a Florin dating sim yet. Just go ahead, do whatever you need to do. Like, heck, I support you anyway. But anyway. Looks like somebody backed the wrong horse, huh? The way he smirked at me. I could have him locked away for that alone. Every ounce of my blood is boiling. He never deserved to win like this. I just always thought I didn't deserve my Ella. I've always been able to tell. But I loathe that he's so satisfied with the current situation. And I loathe even more that I can do nothing about it. You're right. Oops, this pop isn't quite ready yet. Come back soon. What do you mean? Oh, fine. You're just jealous. Let's see what this is. This is just your jealousy, isn't it? A few sweet summers are better than none at all. There's practically a divot in the place where she used to hold my hand. Can you say the same? You slimy little... And for your information, Sylvia and I never cared for her anyway. That peasant louse can have her. I'm free now. Free to go and pursue my heart's true desire now. And I'll have you know, my fullest intention is to right this wrong and bring her back. That's more than you've ever been able to do either. I've always had more than you. I've always been able to provide for her better. The worst of our times together were more comfortable than any of the best days could have given her. So many beautiful sunsets spent in my arms. Meanwhile, you were too busy living out your brooding hero fantasies. Don't you dare belittle my service to my country! While you were lazing around in your ivory tower, I spent 5 years groveling in the dirt and among the corpses, making sure it wasn't overrun by the enemy. Maybe you should have thought of that before you decided to assume your sad little birthright. But you're right. You've done so much for this country, and as a token of my appreciation, I might allow you to catch a glimpse of Ella on our wedding day. Oh, of course you feel that way. Was it not enough to throw her away like an old toy you were finished with? If you and all cherish the best parts of her, you wouldn't be treating her like an object to be bought and sold at your leisure. It's disgusting. If she could hear you right now, do you think she'd be proud? Do you think she'd be grateful? You've only got as much time as you did with her because your father wants you out of his hair. Just one in a line of pricks using a girl to placate their caviar palates. When push comes to shove, neither of you will commit to the promises you've sold her, and she made the first and best choice she could have ever made in a long time, leaving your pathetic butt. And I'm damn proud of her for that. If I could do the same, I'd have joined her. Search high and low. Send me and all my men to our deaths. Yella, I knew, wouldn't take you back for all the money in the world. Disgusting, black-hearted cowards were never her type. Right. So about making allies. My hands are trembling with rage
My face is burning too. Probably shouldn't have blown up like that. Maybe. I know better. He's right. If Ella could have seen that, she would probably be horrified. What have I become? My heart is ugly, isn't it? It's practically repulsive. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I love her. I don't know why people keep on acting like I don't love her. She's all I think about. Isn't that consideration? Still, I never let her see me this way. I can't say I'm even proud of who I've become. Maybe. Something about marriage makes you dishonest. Maybe I'm being dishonest with myself. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe. I just have nothing left to lose. Am I even making sense anymore? I know I'm a good person. Once upon a time, I used to be a good person. Maybe she made me better. If I had Ella back, I'd be set. It's all I need to live. It's all I need to leave this rotten cocoon behind. If I could be her knight in in shining armor. But right now, I don't have a role to play. I haven't had one in so long. The last I remember feeling happy was when Sylvia would look at me like I was her entire world. The savior. But that was all a facade, wasn't it? And this is my rotten bile to choke on. Whatever the case may be, I need my deliverance too, don't I? I can be saved yet. Ella, please, wait for me. I will be devoted. I will be loyal. Let me return to the beauty of your shade, and I will forever covet your brilliance. This time around, I can do it by the book. I may be a king now, but I'll forever be your prince if you'll play the part of the princess. Is the game over already? Well, I guess it is free. You got what you paid for. Hi, Hermartia. How's it going? Hello, this is Hermartia again. Just a brief update. I've decided from now on I'll update path by path. If you want to see where both routes take you, you might want to check in from time to time. A single path takes about a few hours to work at, so it's light on me enough to not be a chore. It's just a nice way to let out some steam and learn more about programming. I worry whether or not the segment was particularly cruel, but then I remembered this isn't supposed to be a happy game. Not yet, at least. I wonder, are you cheering for his death now? Or wouldn't you mind having someone so utterly devoted to you and desperate to make amends? How nice would it be to be the one who got away for any certain someone in your life who wronged you? How badly would you like to see them writhe? Some people want to fix broken people. Some people want to watch them destroy themselves. I suppose it's art. It's all subjective. You take from it what you will. It's been fun so far. That being said, please be mindful. Again, this kind of stuff can get heavy. If you feel like the story is going to remind you of people you know and want to avoid, just stop immediately. Take into consideration if you're in a place to consume unpleasant media. Are you able to consent to something that could get particularly upsetting? That's really important. Of course, I should mention again, this kind of content really isn't suitable for kids. And please, do not use this to feed any sort of impulse to reenact some of the stories in real life. Same with horror stuff. This kind of story exists to examine the psyche and human condition. Imitating it or using it to support legitimate forms of harm is going directly against my own wishes. I know. A bit of a knack, but it's not fun if everyone isn't having fun. For now though, I'll return eventually with the other path. There's still a good chunk to come. Anyway, that was Bad and Cinderella. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to the game will be in the description below. This has got to be like one of my absolute favorite visual novels to come back to, considering like it reminds me a little bit of Bad and Theater, and I kind of feel like it probably takes some inspiration from there, just very light inspiration. It's a completely different story told. I do love a good tragedy where you really have to work hard
to get to the true ending, to get to like the good ending for it. Like that's what I absolutely love about these kinds of stories. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lionel, signing off. Ciao.